long-term care insurance training, monitoring equipment. Amada Senior Care. We've recently added a new service to our arsenal, or to our bucket, to provide care with seniors, and that's the Private Care Network, or PCN. Now, a lot of facilities have, a lot of long-term care insurance policies have riders in their policy that will actually pay for this care. So let's go over a scenario on how this may work. So when you're validating a policy, or when you're looking at a policy, look for monitoring equipment written in the policy. If you don't see it, call up the intake line and ask the questions whether or not they have it. So let's go over that. So a lot of times when I've seen policies, they look at whatever the weekly benefit or the daily benefit or the monthly benefit. A lot of times they'll look at the monthly benefit, and what they'll do is they'll pay out up to 5% of the monthly benefit. So in this case, if somebody has a $4,500 a month benefit, then they can carve out 5% of that, which is $225, to pay for monitoring equipment. That may be the I've fallen and I can't get up buttons, or in our case, the Private Care Network system that we install in their homes. So they will pay up to $225 that month for the equipment. A lot of times they'll only do it for a set period of time, so ask that. Does this benefit, does the policy cover it for a fixed period of time, or will it pay for monitoring equipment for the duration and the value of the policy? A lot of times I've seen they'll do 5% of the benefit, the monthly benefit, which means that if there's a $4,500 month benefit for care and you use $225 of it for monitoring equipment, then it's going to leave you with $4,225 for care. Remember that. So you may want to qualify that as well. It may or may not do that, but I would be conservative and assume that that's the case unless you know otherwise. Then you're going to want to find out, is there a fixed duration of time that the policy will pay for monitoring equipment? And then most likely it needs to be written in the plan of care. So when you're doing your assessment, you're going to want to put in there that for safety purposes that you're going to install the Private Care Network, which is the monitoring equipment, to evaluate the care needs so that we can know what's going on in the home when we are not there. Then you're going to want to put it in the plan of care as well. Then you want to find out if there needs to be a lease agreement signed or a rental agreement signed and submitted when you submit the original assessment with the plan of care. So you're going to want to use the Amada Senior Care PCN agreement for our services and submit that in. And also you want to make sure or look and qualify whether or not the elimination period is if the monitoring equipment is subject to the elimination period or whether it's not. I just recently started a case that has a 90-day elimination period. However, during the 90-day elimination period, monitoring equipment is not subject to the elimination period. So we were able to install the Private Care Network into their home, immediately signed a lease rental agreement for a 12-month period of time. We put that in the assessment, we put it into the plan of care, and then we're billing $225 a month for 12 months for the PCN services, and the long-term care insurance policy immediately started paying for that. So that is monitoring equipment and review for our Private Care Network, and hope this has been helpful.